I hope you're having a great day today. So today I am filming my traditions video. As you can tell by the title, I am very excited to film this one. Couple disclaimers. I am redoing my room. I finally got it clean and will hopefully start painting very soon, so I'm very excited about that. I also still haven't chosen the paint swatch. Those have been on my walls for 4 months and I haven't decided which one I want to do. So also we're doing so well. I am going to look at the camera, not at myself. My screen is fixed. I hope you can tell. There's no weird shadow happening when I move my arms. I'm so excited. I don't have that crack running across my camera anymore, so I'm very excited that I will be back filming because I don't feel self-conscious about the quality of the video. And I cut my hair. In case any of you aren't following me on my Instagram, go follow me on my Instagram. The last video I filmed, my hair was down to like here, and now it's not. I left off my last video, which I will have in the description box below. If I can figure out how to do the link up thing, I'll do that. I was talking about my process of applying to the job. So if you are curious how to get a job with Disney Cruise Line or how I got my job with Disney Cruise Line, then go ahead and check that video out. And right after the point of me signing my contract, I was flown out 2 weeks before my Embark day to do shoreside training for my job. This isn't something that every job role does with Disney Cruise Line, and I am 95% sure that my job is the only one that gets flown down to Florida specifically 2 weeks before. So you'll get all the paperwork, you'll know when you're flying down. Disney takes care of everything. As far as, I'll mention this now since I'm pretty much doing the time up to traditions, your flights are fully taken care of by Disney if you're working for Disney Cruise Line. This is mostly a Disney Cruise Line thing because it's the only Disney company I've ever worked for. For insurance purposes, they do have to fly you to and from the ship, so your flights will be taken care of by Disney. That will be in all of your paperwork. Don't worry, when they give you that, they'll give you the itinerary of your time in Florida, yada yada yada. If you specifically have any questions about the cosmetology role training, I am pretty sure it has completely changed since my time there, so I don't know how many of those questions I can answer. Those will also be private answerings because it's top secret information, so I won't be talking about it. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get any lawsuits on here. As far as what I'm going to be talking about in this video, Traditions is a class that you are required to take as a Disney employee. It is filled with many magical moments and a lot of surprises, so I will not be spoiling those for you. I'm just going to be going over an overview for anyone that's worried about what to wear, what to expect, and things like that. So let's get in. This is my third time trying to film this video. My brain is all over the place, and I just want to make sure that it's concise and makes sense. So let's do this. I do know that you do have to take it every time you are considered a new hire. So for every Disney college program you go to, I know that you have to do Traditions again. If you did the DCP and then become a full-time employee, you have to do Traditions again, because at least for Cruise Line, the first day was kind of general Traditions mixed in with Disney Cruise Line, but then the second day was pretty much geared to Disney Cruise Line stuff. So I'm sure that the other ones are kind of like that too. And every Traditions class is kind of different. Like the DCP one is going to be nothing like the Cruise Line ones. So if you're interested in Traditions sort of on the DCP side, there are plenty of videos on YouTube talking about that. I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be talking about the class in depth because it's very magical and special and I don't want to ruin that for you. I'm also pretty sure that it is a different length depending on the position, like the place you're going into. Don't quote me on that. Disney Cruise Line is only 2 days. It's pretty magical. It's the first time that you are a real cast member. You become a cast member in your Traditions class, and you get to meet all of your new hires that you're going to be spending the next week with, and it's pretty awesome. And it's like the introduction to meeting the other people that you're going to be working with, some in your area, some not. So it's, and being in that vulnerable state of like everybody's new kind of helps you build the bonds of the family that you're going to have when you get to the ship. Traditions for me was the least problematic thing for me. It was the thing I was here we go. This is the phrase I was looking for. It is the thing I was least worried about. Wow. Oh, because they said in all my stuff, we're gonna get you there, we're gonna feed you, and you're just gonna be sitting here and then we'll take you back to your hotel. So I was not worried about it at all in any way, shape, or form. I knew that Disney had us covered. So I would recommend getting some coffee in the morning if it's hard for you to wake up because you're about to sit in class all day, and bring some snacks. I am a picker when I eat. I like to have snacks throughout the day, so I threw a couple granola bars in my bag and I was good to go. But like I said, they will feed you. If you have any dietary restrictions, Disney will ask you that before you get down there, so they will hopefully have something for you if you have dietary restrictions. I know for us, there were a couple people that were vegetarians, so they gave us like a spread of sandwiches. So they had vegetarian sandwiches as well as cold cut stuff. They had fruit, water and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure I brought a bottle of water with me just because I'm so, like, I need to make sure that I'm taken care of. Bring a pen. This is something that you will need for your entire time with Disney. Make sure you have a pen with you at all times. All times. You could have a notebook if you want. You're not really gonna need one. Bring a pen. As far as Disney look goes, this is probably the thing I was most worried about, but then I was like, I already dress like this 90% of the time, so I'm sure I'm gonna be fine. Disney look is outlined on the website and you get sent all the paperwork for it, but it's what you are required to wear specifically in the parks. Like, Disney look really is more of a park-based thing. It's what you're required to wear if you're going to be going into your work area while clocked in, but not in your uniform. On the ship, it's very different. There are very few job roles that you will be able to go to work in your normal clothes. I only showed up to work twice in my normal clothes. I was not in guest area and it was a super late shift and it was like a weird situation. So my leader was like, just go in whatever you're wearing, but make sure it's Disney look. That's the work side of it. However, with Disney Cruise Line, because the ship is the stage and you have to wear your badge showing that you're or you have to have your badge on you at least showing that you're a crew member. You are supposed to be in Disney look when you're out in guest area, even if you're not clocked in. So Disney look, it's business casual. I know I was allowed to wear like a nice clean t-shirt. You could wear t-shirts with logos but not with words, I'm pretty sure. You could also wear like dresses and clean cut shorts for guys. And with Disney Cruise Line, it is a little bit more lenient because the ships go into very hot places and a lot of the crew members have deck privileges, so people are gonna go up and be by the pool. They're just not gonna expect you to be in pants and a long sleeve shirt if you're trying to go swim. You know what I mean? So it is a little bit more lenient. That's Disney look pretty much wrapped up. If anybody has any questions about Disney look, feel free to ask below and I'll do that in a questions video that I'm hoping to do at the end of this whole series. Like I said before, Disney look wasn't the thing. I was worried about it, but I was also like, I'll be fine. When it comes to choosing your outfit, do err on the side of the park regulations. However, dress for multiple areas because they do take you outside for a couple activities and you spend a lot of time inside in the air conditioning. So I recommend layers. Like if you're wearing a dress, bring a sweater. I typically get really cold in air conditioning, but it was super hot outside. Wear comfortable shoes. For women, heels are in Disney look. I wore heels because I am that girl. I love heels. I used to live my life mostly in heels. At that point, I was loving heels, so I wore a really comfortable, chunky heel, but a lot of people just wore like clean-cut sneakers or flat and were totally fine. So just make sure that you're able to walk in your shoes. Don't expect to just be sitting in a chair because you will be getting up and moving around. And that's pretty much all you need to know as far as looks go. So yeah, just dress appropriately. You are working technically in a weird way, but dress for multiple situations. Like if the weather outside is rainy, bring a raincoat with you. That's all I'm gonna say. The traditions classes. So for me, for Disney Cruise Line, it's 2 days. The first day, you learn about the history of the company, a little bit about where Disney Cruise Line came from and where it fits into the whole Disney timeline. Usually the leaders of the cruise line traditions have worked for Disney Cruise Line before. So if you have any questions, they're going to be able to answer them for you very well. The 2 traditions leaders I had were awesome. They were a great team. They worked really well together. I think the downfall of most people's traditions can come from the people that are leading it because It is a lot of information, and if you don't have someone that's going to engage the room and get you answering questions and make it fun learning, then it can get very dense. Don't feel like you have to learn everything about the company before you go. I knew a decent amount just because I love Disney, but a lot of people that work for Disney Cruise Line actually don't know anything about Disney. Some of them have never seen a Disney movie before, and they're looking at it as just a job and an income, which it is. Some people love Disney. Like for me, I grew up on Disney movies, I grew up going to the parks, and I had a little bit of information, but there was definitely a lot about the company that I didn't know that I learned at Traditions, which was really cool. And then day one was kind of like a typical day. I want to say it was like 8 to 3. Like they picked us up at 7 or 8, and then our day was over at 3. They brought us back to the hotel. For my Traditions group, we ended up meeting up at the bus stop, and we went to Disney Springs for dinner together, and we all got to know each other, and it was a lot of fun. Your Traditions group is, like I said, it's your first family, which is great. So it's your introduction to the people that you're going to be working with on the ship. Day 2 was not so fun. It kind of felt like a throwaway day to me. There was still some information we were learning, but it was a lot more group-based activities, which I just never liked in school. So it was just kind of like, I don't want to be here. I kind of feel like we already learned all this information yesterday. I don't make the rules, they make you go. We also, I didn't enjoy our leader as much on day 2. She wasn't as engaging, so the day just kind of felt very dense. That's kind of how I feel about Traditions, but just get excited. It's your first day is Traditions, so that's pretty cool. The same thing about the clothing goes for day 2, but they're going to tell you about day 2 on day 1, so most of my dressing stuff applies to day 1. It's a class, so you know, get ready for some group exercises. They're gonna ask you questions. We had a really quiet group, so just be ready to be okay answering questions in front of people. It's kind of like high school. Except it's Disney and you are in Disney University. That's important. I remember years ago, I saw a pin on Pinterest that was a huge sign that said Disney University. And it was around the time I was applying for college, and I was like, I want to go to Disney University, and I have been there and I graduated. So that is exciting. Wow. Yeah, just bring a pen. Honestly, if you do nothing else, bring a pen. You're gonna need it every day. Even after Traditions, you're gonna need a pen. That is everything I have for you guys in this video. I hope I looked at the camera this whole time. Please give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Like I said, I'll have the first video from this series down below if you want to learn about how I got my job, if you want to learn about how to apply for Disney Cruise Line. Next up, I'll be doing my Embark Day. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. It was probably the thing I was most worried about, so I am going to talk about that in my next video. If you have any questions at all about working for Disney Cruise Line and any part of the process, applying, Traditions, my training, what it was like being on board, questions about the boats, like anything at all, feel free to leave it down below. I will be doing a questions video at some point in this series. And that is everything I have for you guys today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the camera this whole time. I'm not gonna touch my hair or my necklaces. Oh, let's just get situated. Hope we look okay. You get to go to Disney University to go to Traditions. Calm down, Deirdre. That took you way too long.